everybody, and welcome back to Sassy Muskoka. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite books. I'm very into historical fiction, so most of the books actually are historical fictions. And in the comments, let me know what your favorite historical fiction is. So to start with is the Book of Negroes by Lawrence Hill, who's a Canadian author. This book was also made into a CBC miniseries, which I have not seen. It's the story of a young girl who's kidnapped in Africa and brought over to the United States. She does end up in Canada and then back again in Africa. It takes place during the American Revolutionary War, and it's the story of strength, resilience with an outstanding female character. The second book is Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth. It takes place in 12th century England in a fictional town called Kingsbridge. It recreates the story of the people and the life in this town, and mainly, as you can tell from the cover, it's a story about building a cathedral. Story of love and friendship and relationships. Kristen Hanna's story, The Nightingale, takes place in World War II, and it's the story of two sisters. This is also being made into a movie with the Fanning sisters, either later this year or next year. It does focus on the woman's role in the war and what it's like living in World War II France. A Fine Balance is set in India in 1975. It's the story of four strangers, and like it says on the back, it creates an enduring panorama of the human spirit in an inhuman state. This is an epic novel, one of my favorites. Next, during that same time frame, is The Kite Runner. It takes place in Afghanistan during the Soviet invasion during the 1970s and the rise of the Taliban. It's the story of relationships, specifically between father and son. This is graphic in some points, but also a very epic novel. The last of my historical fiction books that I love is the series Outlander. And I'm sure as many of you know, this was made into a TV series. It's the story of Claire, who's a World War II nurse, who travels back in time to 18th century Scotland, where she meets Jamie Fraser. And the whole series is about love that stands the test of time. Here I have 7 of the 8 books that have been written. The first one is Outlander. The second one is Dragonfly and Ember. The third one is Voyager. The fourth one is Drums in Autumn. The fifth one is A Fiery Cross. Next one is A Breath of Snow and Ashes. And the last one that I have is Echo in the Bone. She has written another book in 2014 called Written in My Own Heart's Blood that I haven't written. And the last book that she's written is called Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone, and it is due to come out later this year. So what's next on my historical fictions to read is All the Light We Cannot See. It is also a story that takes place during World War II. It's the story of a 12-year-old girl from France and teenager in Germany and how their lives collide. So I'm looking very forward to read this. Next book is The Alchemist, and this book is a very easy read. It actually changed how I was thinking during a specific part of my life. It's a story of a shepherd boy named Santiago that follows his dream, has so many aspirations, and like it says on the back, it's the importance of listening to our hearts. So if you're looking for a good read, this international bestseller I would recommend. A book that surprised me was The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. A book that surprised me was The Gargoyle by Andrew Davidson. It's a story of a man in a burn unit in between life and death. And as it says on the back, it's an extraordinary novel that transcends the boundaries of time. It will have you believing in miracles, in love, and the immortal power of storytelling. This book also changed how I looked at things after I read it. On to a trilogy that I enjoy, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. This is the story of Elizabeth Salander, who is a troubled young woman, a computer hacker, who meets up with a journalist, Michael Bloomquist. It's a murder mystery. You can't put this book down once you start it. The second in that series is The Girl Who Played with Fire. It goes a little bit more in depth as to why Elizabeth is the way she is. And by the end of this book, she ends up in ICU. And again, it's a murder mystery. The last book goes into Michael helping Elizabeth with his sister who's a lawyer. She's on trial for murder. All of these books were written in Sweden, and they did make a movie for all three in Sweden, and they're very good. Also, they made a movie of the first book, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, in Canada and the US. So you can look at those as well. And then last but very not least, my Harry Potter. This is the first one, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. One of my favorite books. I've read it numerous times. My favorite of the series though is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And then when I was looking at my books, because I do have a collection, I did notice this when I was getting ready to film, that my dad, who's since passed away, signed this for me for my birthday in 2007, and it really means a lot to me. And as everybody knows, these are also made into movies as well. This last book is made into 2 separate movies for the ending. Tell me about your favorite book. Tell me about your favorite book in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say and if I can add some more books to my collection. So thanks for watching Sassy Muskoka. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And if you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Coming up next are my favorite movies and TV shows. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.